While I'm waiting for people to get in here, yeah, I know I'm a mess. While I'm waiting for people to get in here, I used to be homeless and ask me anything. So if you watch the replay, leave your comment below and ask me anything. And I will tell you, because I don't judge nobody. And I have been homeless. Actually, homeless a couple of times. But now, I know how to fix that. With little or no money. Well, with little money or no money, if you can barter, if you're willing to just do anything for someone, such as mow their yard or whatever. But I can tell you how to go from homelessness to having a home. And I can make it sound simple, but I know, because I've been homeless. When you're homeless, it's rough. Woo, hot. So, once upon a time, I was homeless. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you many ways to do it. Because everybody... Good morning. Good morning. Everybody has a different situation. And so, first I'll start out the most easiest way to go from homelessness to have a home. Now, hang in there, because I got a lot of ways to tell you how to get housed. But the easiest, I'm going to start from the easiest and on. And then after the chat, if you tell me your situation, I will tell you how I would get housed if I was you. Because remember, I was homeless. Now, what you may call housed and I may call housed may be two different things. But I was a military contractor, not in the military. Just a contractor, okay? And I have PTSD really bad. So, also being housed for me is a little bit tougher than most people. So one advice I'm going to give you, because there's many ways to do it, but one thing I'm going to tell you is, if you have someone that will allow you to put a buy here, pay here shed, which that's what I'm in right now. I'm in an 8x10 shed that I turned into a bunker. But we won't worry about the bunker thing, okay? We're just talking about being housed. I don't care, mow yards, pick up cans, do whatever you gotta do, okay? But if you got a little bit of money coming in, you find somebody that's got some property, or if you got a little bit of money, you get finance property, just enough property to put a shed on, okay? But it's a lot easier if you can find somebody that's got property. And you go to one of these places on the side of the road that has a buy here, pay here shed. They're everywhere. And there's a lot of people living in them off grid. A lot of people. So, what you do is, you get that shed, you put it on the property. And like for instance, this shed that I'm in right now, it's 8x10 shed. I paid $150 a month for 2 years, paid off. And I've been in this spot for 8 years. Now, my dad has cancer. He was in Vietnam. He got exposed to the Agent Orange. I lost my mom 6 months ago. Now my dad's got cancer. He was exposed to the Agent Orange. And he doesn't have much time left. So, it's been a good ride. I will tell you that. I've been here for 8 years. I had this place paid off in 2 years. And after I did that, you know, this is family property. It's a lot of property, but it's in probate. And my dad has like 8 brothers and sisters. And when his dad passed, he left the property to all of them. So the land is in, yeah, pray for America. Hey, Watchman. So when my dad goes, my family's a bunch of buzzards. So I'm going to have to get off this property. All right. But in house for 8 years. Buy here, pay here shed, $150 a month. In 2 years, it was paid off. That's not a bad way to go. Now, a lot of people can say I couldn't live in an 8x10 shed. Well, if you're homeless long enough, yes, you can. And actually, it's really nice. I just turned it into a tiny home. Me, my wife, and 3 dogs live in this shed. I got a solar system set up. Strong enough to run an air conditioner because it is hot down here in Florida. But everything else I got runs off 12 volts. And I only run the air conditioner when it's really hot. Like right now, it's running because it's hot. Now, if they will let you plug into their electricity, that's great. That's great. But if you can't, get you a generator, okay? If you cannot get a generator, like me, I like running off solar. Because with a generator, you constantly got to put fuel in it. I don't like that. That thing will turn off in the middle of the night because it ran out of fuel. And they make a lot of noise. I don't like that. Because I do have PTSD, I got to hear what's going on around me. Okay? So I got solar set up, which runs everything here. And I make sure when I get something that it's rechargeable. Like this light. It's rechargeable. I can recharge with my solar. So I'm not buying batteries. Okay? That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is find someone, and this is what I'm fixing to do, okay, because I got behind the curve, for instance. I fell behind as far as just my life situation. That cancer snuck up on my dad, and now it's getting him, and it's getting him bad, real bad, all right? So, what I'm going to do, so here's another way to have a home. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to find a raggedy pontoon boat. And sometimes you can find someone that'll say, you can have it, just get it out of my yard. Okay? Now, if you do your research, there is a lot of places that you can live in a houseboat. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to tear this bunker down, this shed, and I'm going to use the materials from it and other materials I can find. And that pontoon boat, I'm going to build a tiny home on it, hence a houseboat. Okay? So, when, thank you, Moz, for getting these, thank you. So, right now I'm in the process of finding a pontoon boat that somebody's just wanting to get rid of, or that doesn't cost much money. Because all you need is the pontoons to be good and the frame to be good. And I'm probably going to have to redeck it. That's fine. I'll just redeck it and then build a tiny home on top of the pontoon boat. Then I'll have a houseboat. And there's, you may not think so, but if you do your research, there is a lot of places to put a houseboat. And there's a lot of free places to put a houseboat. You just got to do your research. You can't just put it in any lake. But if you do your research, you will find somewhere to put that houseboat. And if you're lucky enough that the pontoon boat comes with a trailer, because most of them are on a trailer, you can either get someone to haul it to the water. Thank you for the super chat, Kyle. I appreciate that a lot. That's going to help me build my houseboat. I promise it. Every penny I get, I have no choice. It's got to go towards my houseboat. So thank you so much for that super chat, Kyle. Thank you so much, Kyle, for that super chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the houseboat. And like I said, I don't have a truck. All I got is a motorcycle. I got a motorcycle because it's cheap on gas and the insurance is not that expensive. So I'm going to find somebody with a truck. If you can't find nobody with a truck, you can go to Home Depot and rent a truck and haul that houseboat to whatever body of water that you can legally put it in. And surprisingly, there is a lot of places you can put it in. Now here's another thing too. Now I just thought of this, because I don't know everything, but with the houseboat, it's going to have a tiny house on it, hence a houseboat. Okay. Well, really, if you don't have water to put it in, you can put that on somebody's property that will allow you to put it on their property, and you can live in that. But me, I will enjoy living on the water because I can run bush lines, I can fish, and generally when there's a nice spot where I'm going to put it at, there's going to be great hunting, great fishing, and I got a whole playlist on foraging. And when you're homeless, sometimes getting food can be a challenge. But if you learn how to forage and fish and hunt and snare, getting food is not a problem. I don't buy hardly any food. Now, occasionally I'll get something from the store, but it's a rarity. Like this coffee, it came from the store. And it's still too hot. So, there's that. That's what I'm going to do. Now, like I did the buy here, pay here shed, it worked out great for 8 years. But now I got to get out of here. But luckily, I already got my solar system. I got a lot of stuff. So it's going to not be too hard of a transition. I'm going to put the solar system on the roof of the pontoon boat that I turn into a houseboat. And I live in an 8x10 shed with me and my wife and 3 dogs. I don't need much room at all. And okay, you like, what do you do for a toilet? 5-gallon bucket. You can go to Walmart, sell a toilet lid. You get 13-gallon garbage bags. That way you're not cleaning out that bucket. You put the garbage bag in there and you handle your business. Like living this way, for instance, I don't go in there except for when my dad falls, or I go over there and cook for him, whatever. But I don't take a shower over there. I don't use no electricity over there because my dad is a tyrant, Vietnam veteran. He's a really mean guy, but he's still my dad, and I'm old school. You take care of your elders. You open the door for women. You say yes, ma'am, and no, sir. I'm old school. That's the way I am. I'm not going to change. So, the houseboat, that's the answer for me. Because this is the only property that I know of that I could put this shed on. But I have done my research, and I found many places that I could put that houseboat. Alright. Now, I got a terrible feeling that Dad is going to pass before I can get the houseboat built. So, what do? If you're homeless, well, you can go stay at a campground. You can do that. And it's nice. They got electricity, hot shower, all that. But down here, the campground's $30 a night. That's $900 a month. I can't afford that. So, me and my wife and my well-trained dogs, because you can't have a dog just barking all the time when you're stealth camping, we are going to stealth camp near a river. I just need to get me a anything, a kayak, a canoe. I prefer a canoe. That way I can canoe down the river and run bush hooks. Bush hooks are hooks tied to fishing line and tied to a strong limb hanging over the water. You just tie it and put your bait on there and go on about your business. Put a bunch of them. The more bush hooks you got out, the more likely you are to catch fish. And on bush hooks, you'll catch a variety of fish, but it will mostly be catfish. Well, I don't discriminate in any way. So, I'm old redneck country boy. I like catfish. Also, I'm going to run snares on the land. Because the snares will do the hunting for you. Just like the bush hooks will do the fishing for you. And running snares is really easy once you learn how to do it. The bush hooks are easier, but running the snares, they're easy. It's not a problem. So that's another thing you can do. If you can't afford to stay at the campground, which I'm not paying $900 a month, can't do it. I'm going to what they call stealth camping. That means I got me a good spot, find you a good spot where you can set up your camp and nobody's going to bother you. Now, do I recommend setting up your tent around a bunch of other homeless people? No, I couldn't do it. It wouldn't work for me. Like I said, I got PTSD and I couldn't do it. So I'm going to have to find, I got a spot where there's going to be nobody around to bother me. And I really know how to drive that tent in to where the weather isn't going to be bad. And while you're in that tent, or the houseboat, or the shed, and until you get enough solar to power an air conditioner, just get you one of these. It's the same as this right here. It uses the same battery. You can recharge the batteries and run that fan. That'll keep from you melting when you're sleeping. That right there alone, that's a big deal. And you can get more than one. Okay? So, whether you're in a tent or a houseboat or in a shed, you don't have enough solar, well, you can go to your library, and there's plug-ins there. Plug in your charger. Plug in your charger. Put your battery in there and charge them up. It's really that simple. All right. So we talked about getting a shed. That's nice. We talked about building a houseboat. That's going to be nice. I'm going to enjoy that because I love fishing. And also, like, how am I going to get around in that houseboat? Well, they make trolling motors is what they're called. And they make something that's really powerful. And they run off electricity. Like I said, I don't want to be going and getting fuel all the time. It's a pain because I've used a gas generator before. They're noisy and they're a pain to constantly have to put fuel in them. I'm not doing that. That's why I like the solar. And with the solar, it's really not that complicated. You can make your own solar system. Go and get your solar panels, and the cheapest place I know to get them is, let me think of the name of the place. I'll have to think for a minute. I got a bad memory. I've had a lot of concussions. But there is a place that sells the panels cheap. And if you're homeless and all, you got money problems, okay? Well, down here in Florida, just a raggedy place is $2,000 a month, and that's before the electricity. I can't afford that. There's a lot of people that can't afford that. I know a lot of homeless people that have jobs. I do. But they just can't afford the rent. They can't afford electricity bill. They can't do it. So solar is the way to go. Solar is the future. It doesn't make any noise. The sun runs it. Get you some batteries. It's really simple. And on YouTube, there's everything on here to show you how to do it. So just go to YouTube videos and watch many videos, because each video is done the way that person does it. There's many ways to do it. Mine is so simple. And also, when I find a battery, and it's a good battery, because, such as a car battery, truck battery, any kind of battery, you can put that into your system and charge that battery. The more batteries you got, the more power you can bank up. The more solar panels you got, the more power you can bank up. Now, I learned all this on the fly. Nobody told me how to do it. I just YouTubed it. And I watched many different YouTubers, because some of them really don't know what they're doing, and some of them do. I found the ones that do, and it's really simple. It's not that hard at all. So, talked about the shed. That's easy. That's cheap. The houseboat, well, that's more complicated, but once you get it built and put it in the water, you're good. Now, like I said, you got to find somewhere where it's okay to put a houseboat in there. And in Florida, and I suspect it's that way in a lot of states, there's a lot of places you can put a houseboat that's legal to do. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I am going to enjoy living on the water. I love swimming. I love fishing. I mean, that's just nice. Waking up, you're on the lake. That's nice and peaceful. Until then, you know, for me, having a home is different than a lot of people, because I've been to a lot of third world countries, and I've seen those people live really rough. I mean, what they would do for an 8x10 shed. But yet, they still managed to build them a house just out of scrap. Now, they were raggedy houses, but to them, it was a house. And when I saw that, I learned that, you know, it's an 8x10 shed, that could be your house. A really good camp setup, that can be your home. A pontoon boat turned into a little houseboat, that can be a good home. Now, tips of being homeless. If you don't have no money, because there's a lot of people that's homeless that, now don't judge people. Don't judge people. Okay, when you see a homeless person, you do not know what caused them to be homeless. You don't know. And I have seen people that did not drink alcohol, did not do drugs, and they ended up homeless. And don't do this because it's a trap. But they found out when you're homeless, if you get intoxicated, it's easier to deal with the situation in the moment. But really, it's going to make your situation worse. So, if you see a homeless person and they're drunk or they're on drugs, there is a chance that that's not what made them homeless. There's many things. Like the first time I was homeless was I was married and I had a lot of money. I was doing really good. Well, my wife, she decided that drugs and a new boyfriend was more important than me and the family. So I told her, you're not doing drugs in this house with these kids. You know, it's so easy for a female to get a restraining order. Well, I was married to her for 20 years, so I trusted her. The bank account, everything, you know, she had access to everything. So what she did, she cleaned out the bank account, then got a restraining order on me and had me throw it out on the street. And the way a restraining order works is when you're out, you're out. And there's nothing you can do about it. And you cannot take the stuff from the house. The cops will tell you you can settle that in the divorce. So literally, I was out on the street with nothing. So the first thing I did, I started picking up cans, and I was a contractor. I was in between contracts. I had money, but she took it all out of the bank account, so I didn't have no money. I was like, man, what the hell am I going to do? And like I said, I was in between contracts. So I went to the first place that would hire me. And also, I learned to pick up aluminum cans and be a scavenger. So with that little job, not making much money because I was in between contracts, my first paycheck, I bought a tent and some tarps. And I wasn't going to stay at the campground because it cost too much money. And I'm a survivor. You know, that's the thing. You got to have the mentality of no matter what happens, you're going to make it. And things will get better. So I found some woods I could put a tent up in. And I worked. But it wasn't very long I had a problem. I needed to take a shower. So I wasn't thinking. I was new at being homeless, okay? Now I know you can just get a pot of water and heat it up and put a rag in there. And with that hot water, you can wipe down real good with that clean rag. And it'll clean you up pretty good. I didn't know that. It's the first time I've been homeless. So I joined a local gym that was like $15 a month. And most gyms. And I joined one of them gyms that's open 24 hours a day. I mean, 24 hours all the time. That's nice. That way, you know, you're not worried about, oh, crap, I got to hurry up and get to the gym and take a shower. I found a gym where, you know, they gave you a little card. You swiped it. You went in. I would go in. I'd work out just to relieve stress because exercise is a great stress reliever. And then I would take a shower. And then I'd go to my tent. Well, as you can see on my picture here, I've been an MMA fighter for a very long time. Very long. Well, the gym owner, the owner of the gym found out that I was an MMA fighter. And some of these gyms, this was a gym, I forget what you call it, that when it's a chain of them. So they got a lot of rules. And I forget what it's called. A franchise. The gym was a franchise gym. And they absolutely had to offer so many classes for the gym. So the gym owner found out I was an MMA fighter and approached me and said, hey, can you teach a class here? I was like, hell yeah, I can do that. So, and I got a lot of pictures and all. I'm going to share that on my YouTube. But, so I started teaching MMA. But the main thing was, you know, because it was a gym, was cardio. So I was teaching kickboxing and adding some MMA in there. Because that's what I know. I know how to kickbox. MMA, you got to know it all. And so I was teaching that class, doing really good. So then I didn't have to pay for my gym membership. And I was getting paid per student. Well, I did that for a couple of years, about 4 years. And I was doing really great. I was doing really good. I was really happy. And that enabled me to buy this shed and put it on family property. So I was living in a shed, buy here, pay here shed, $150 a month. teaching MMA at the gym where there was a shower, a hot shower of endless hot water. So I could take a long shower. And after you go a long time without a shower, that long hot shower, man, that's a luxury. Things that people think is a necessity is a luxury. You can live without a hot shower. You can live without a flushing toilet. Okay? You can do that. Got a 5-gallon bucket sitting on it right now. All right. Now, then the came along, the pandemic. Well, when that came along, they forced the gyms to close. So, crap. There I was again without a job. And it was supposed to only be for 14 days, but it turned into months. So I say that was the longest 14 days I ever seen. And it destroyed, because I got so much that I just started renting a big room from the gym and was running my own MMA school and just throwing them money. And I had a great customer base because people were coming to the gym and then they would see the class going on in there and they would want to join. So literally, it's probably still on Google if you look it up. I was Lakeland MMA. I was Muay Thai and MMA of Lakeland. And that's a whole nother story. When I was young, I went to Thailand for 3 years and I fought Muay Thai. That's my basis to my MMA fighting is Muay Thai. And I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, and Taekwondo is very effective, but you need to learn how to box because Taekwondo got the best kicks there is. And I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, but a lot of places it's really easy to get a black belt. Where I got my black belt, it weren't easy. But in Taekwondo, you got a lot of Mick Joes that you literally just buy your belts. But where I was going, no. This guy was literally from Korea. And that's where Taekwondo came from. And he was a hard man. And he taught me well. But I noticed, I fought Muay Thai for 3 years. I was doing Taekwondo, but I was noticing it really lacked in handwork. So I started boxing. Now, for stand-up fighting, for standing up and fighting, Taekwondo and boxing, if you mix them two together, you'll be a great stand-up fighter. But a lot of times, in a fight, you will end up on the ground. So, I started taking jiu-jitsu. And my jiu-jitsu instructor was an MMA instructor also. And that's what got me into MMA fighting. But back to the gym. When the cough, the pandemic came along, it crushed that gym and me. We couldn't pay the rent on the place. So, we lost it. So, and you're like, well, why didn't you continue contracting? Because I met a young, sweet, beautiful lady that said, well, what happened was, I'll tell you that real quick. I introduced her to my buddy's wife, my battle buddy, because I noticed she was lonely when I'd go off on a contract. So I introduced her to my battle buddy. We were in Afghanistan doing contract stuff. And I came home. He didn't. He didn't make it. Well, my mistake was introducing his wife to her because my wife seen his wife really go through it. We couldn't even retrieve his body. So when my wife seen what that woman went through, she told me, I don't care what you do. You're not doing that kind of work anymore, or we're not going to be married. And I'm like, well, I really didn't know anything else. I knew how to MMA fight, but I, as far as, getting out there and working, contract work, I'm not a welder, I'm not a carpenter, I'm not a plumber. I really didn't know how to do anything else. So after some time, we ran out of money, and I begged her, let me go to work so I can pay these bills. And she just, no. And she told me, she says, I would sleep in a ditch before I had you go and do that. A lot of women are not that way, but this girl actually loves me, and she didn't want to see nothing bad happen to me. So we were homeless. Now, fortunately, if you know you're going to be homeless and you can prepare for it, that's a game changer. But fortunately, we had a car, so we lived in the car, and we stayed at the campgrounds. That was the first time we were homeless. All right. But Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong. One day, we let our insurance expire on the car. But one day, some knucklehead ran into our car, destroyed the car. And there went our home, because we were living in the car. So we started living in a tent at the campground. And after a while, I told her, I was like, this is too expensive. We're going to have to set the tent up somewhere where we're not paying $30 a night, because $30 a night is $900 a month. And me not having a job and not having any job skills, except for knowing how to teach martial arts, which the gym closed, couldn't do that. Being a contractor, my wife, she won't let me do that. And to this day, that's the only thing we argue about, because I could still do that kind of work, but she won't let me. But life would be so much easier, if she would let me do that. But she will not let me do that. So now I'm head of security at the biggest strip club in Tampa. And I was doing good, living in the shed on family property. But they really screw you over here in Florida about being a bouncer, okay? I'm only making $10 an hour. Now the girls would tip me. Like I said, my mom got sick. I lost my mom. And I harp on that because it hurts. It hurts bad. I can't get over it. I can't. I'm trying so hard to get over it, but I'm a mama's boy, man. That hurt really bad. Excuse me. So anyway, I was struggling to get her tombstone, man. My mom wanted to be buried. She put with a lot for me. I was a handful growing up. So I have something else I'm working on, is getting her tombstone, but I'm getting there. But I had some money saved up. But when I had to bury her, she didn't have any insurance or anything like that. And it costed me over $10,000 to have my mom buried. That completely wiped out my savings completely. And a lot of people they wouldn't have done it, but my mom, she put up with a lot, and she always had my back. Hence, she let me put this shed out here on family property, even though my dad is meaner than any rattlesnake you'll ever come across. But on my mom's deathbed, she asked me, she knows my dad is hell on wheels. He's just a very difficult man. But she loved him, and I love him too, even though he's not easy to love, but I love him. And she asked me on her deathbed to please stay here and take care of Dad. How could I not honor that, So that's what I'm doing. But now, and it's weird, he was in Vietnam, and after all these years, Agent Orange is taking him out. That's weird, all these years later. And they proved it to be so, that's what gave him the cancer. That's what's killing him. So that's another thing. Be careful about getting exposed to chemicals and stuff, because it could be years later and it'll take you out. That's why I don't mess with Roundup or any of that crap. I've heard a lot of bad stories about that. I don't mess with chemicals because, you get exposed to it. I see what my dad's going through. And he's running out of time very quickly. And I'm not ready to be an orphan. Now, and like I said, when he goes, I'm off this property. But that's not why I want him to stay alive, okay? I want him to stay alive because I'm not ready to be an orphan. I love my dad. He's a pain in the ass. Mean old rascal. But he's still my dad. And I love him. So I'm taking care of him. So I'm not able to work all that much. Because my wife, she's just a little thing. Dad falls a lot. And she can't pick him up. So I told the club, I was like, look, you got to cut my hours back big time. And they did. So I'm not bringing in much money. Because I have to be here on the property to take care of my dad. A real man takes care of his family. Okay? And so I'm having to take care of my dad. I got 11 grandkids. It's funny, because there's so many trolls that come in here on these lives. And thank you, moderators. I got great moderators that keep the damn trolls out of here. And eventually I will read comments. I just want to tell you what the hell's going on so you know. Like, I'm going to live in a houseboat. Now, because I don't have a car. I got a motorcycle. And my wife, she's got a little piece of a car, okay? But you can't live in that. It's just one of the smallest cars I ever seen. It's ridiculous. And my dad's a big man. He can't even fit in that car. And there's no way I could live in that car. It's too small. That's the challenge of living in a car is if it's not big enough, you can't stretch out. And it may be easy for you to sleep in that car for a while. But eventually, you're going to want to stretch out. And you just can't do it in a small car. And I got to be able to stretch out. That's why. And in that car, if you got a decent sized car and you can live in it, technically, for me, if you have a place to live, you're not homeless. That's the way I look at it. So, And I understand there's a lot of people that they don't think that way. They think you got to have a house, you got to have running water, you got to have a flushing toilet, you got to have a hot shower. Well, you go to these third world countries and you'll find out you don't have to have that because they don't have that and they're still alive. That's facts. And a lot of people ask me, why don't I get a motorhome? I can't afford it. I can't afford a motorhome. So the people that say that to me, I'm like, you gonna buy it for me? You gonna pay the payments? I can't afford it. I can't control that. That's out of my control. That's another thing. You know, when you end up homeless, don't stress, man. Only worry about the things that you can control. There are some things you just can't control. That's another thing I learned. You know, and also being homeless, a lot of people, you know, they look at you as homeless, so they judge you, and they're mean and cruel. It can be rough, okay? So hang in there. You can do it. Now, I'm going to start reading the chat and answering questions. Somebody said, my hubby is disabled from Vietnam Agent Orange poisoning. Yes. Yep, that's exactly what happened to my dad, but he got exposed to it a lot, and it's going to be the end of him. Hence, because I got a nice little homestead out here, but what I'm doing, and I'm lucky, where I'm going to put my houseboat eventually, well, near there is where I'm going to be stealth camping. Okay? So, I got a lot of stuff here that, because I've been homesteading here for 8 years, living off grid. And I really like living that way. And I do believe the way this country's going, if you're not homesteading, you're not going to make it. Because I'm not going to a FEMA camp. No way. Alright? Am I still good? Do I got a 5x5? Am I coming in now? Can anyone let me know if I'm coming in now? Can somebody give me a 5x5? Do I got a 5x5, anyone? Still frozen? Six. Do I got a 5x5? Am I coming in now? All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Oh, man. PAMT, man. You hung in there. That was the longest live I ever did in my life last night, by the way. You know, because literally right now, this is my only source of income. So, I got to work. YouTube is literally my job right now. And I got a Rumble account I'm working on. I got a lot of videos and stuff uploaded on there. The internet that I'm running off of is not... I will be streaming live on both of them, but right now I can't do it. The internet's not strong enough. When little Miss Prepper gets home, because she works, she doesn't make a lot of money. I normally work, but because she's at work, somebody's got to be here at all times with Dad. And he's a stubborn old rascal. They offer services where they would send a nurse out and all that, but nope, he's not having it. Like I said, he's a mean dang old rattlesnake, man. And When my mom was on her deathbed, we had I forget what you call that. Them people that come over when you're dying. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Hospice. Well, when hospice is over, and I'm just going to be honest, one of them nurses stole Dad's wallet. Now, Dad told me, he said, I don't know why they took it. They weren't hardly no money in it. But it had every form of ID he's got in that wallet. So that really made a hell on him, no ID, no nothing. So I wish the nurse would have just took the damn money out and threw the wallet in the yard or something. But she didn't. And that's the only person it could have been. It's the only person that it could have been. But did I see her take it? No. But I believe she took it. Dad believes we believe she took it. Because, like I said, there was no money in there. And the family, they're not going to take. Why would they take it? There wasn't no money in there, just his ID and stuff. Which, I don't know what anybody would do with that. There probably is criminals out there that would know how to. But, do we got a couple, and my family, they are buzzards now. I'm not even going to lie about that. On my dad's side of the family, he's mean as a rattlesnake. All of them are. That's why they're going to throw. They done letting me know, as soon as Dad dies, you better get your ass off that property. And they mean it. So, and like I said, the property is in probate. So I got to get the hell out of here. And, it's this here coffee. This was my mom's. When she passed away, she had a buttload of coffee because she loved drinking coffee. And my mother, she was a hoarder. But, as you can see, this is let me see what wow. Yeah, this is really old. But I don't care, it works. But when my mom passed away, my dad doesn't drink coffee. So he gave me all her coffee. Man, and the first thing I did when I opened this, there were spiders in there. That trailer over there is rough. I couldn't do it. I couldn't live like that. They got all these little dogs running around in there. They're mean as hell. They never go outside, so I can't do it. That's why a lot of people are like, man, why don't you take a shower in there? No. I'll come out smelling worse than I did before I took the shower. You got 5 dogs in there messing all over the place, and they never would let them outside. It's nasty. Okay, so I want to answer a few questions. Can we talk about the patches on the jacket now? Yeah, we can talk about that. And your story about them, please. Yes, I'll talk about that. Yeah, I'm an MC. I'm an MC because, my wife would no longer let me contract. And, contracting wasn't not in the middle, just contractor, okay? But it's a brotherhood. And when I wasn't able to contract anymore, because my wife wouldn't let me do it, yeah, I'm whooped. You can say it. I don't mind. I'm whooped, okay? She's the boss. I do what she says. You know why? Because she's smart enough for the both of us, okay? But, so I joined the MC, and now I'm the president of that MC. Let me get down my cut. I'll show you. And you're like, well, why don't you stay with your club members? They've offered. But I got PTSD. I can't really live with anyone except for my wife. Let me try to get my cut down. Just bear with me. Since you asked, I will show you after I find the dang old thing. I got so much stuff, man. Alright. Just bear with me. Little Miss Pepper always gets mad as hell when I make a mess in here. That's her jacket. But yeah, I'll go ahead and wear my cut. Now we can talk. Yeah, I'll talk about that. That's cool. Alright. Look here. That's the name of the club. El Horse. That's biblical. I'm the president of this chapter here in Central Florida. They're worldwide. I can't think of any country we're not in. That's facts. We are Diamond Club. We're Diamond Club. That's facts. See, worldwide, man. We're worldwide. And this is who I am. So, let me see. What's the buckets for? Well, I am a prepper, okay? And a homesteader. And I believe there's going to be a time when there's just things you're not going to be able to get. So, these buckets, they're full of seeds. Some buckets are full of seeds. Some buckets are full of fertilizer. Now I'm growing organically, most things. But where I live, these trains are loaded with fertilizer, man. And a lot of times the trains and the semi-trucks going down the road, for some reason, they'll spill the fertilizer. And it's granule fertilizer. And when I see a big old pile of fertilizers on the side of the road, I'm going to put that in a bucket and I'm going to keep it. So if I ever have to grow with chemical fertilizer, I got a lot of it. And if you know stuff, you can do a lot more with fertilizer than growing stuff. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because I do believe we're headed for a civil war. Okay. No. What club? It's right there, man. Okay. Trying to get in the comment here. I appreciate my mods dealing with these trolls, man. Yeah, I'm MMC. Worldwide, what? Yeah, worldwide. Can you not read? Anyway, yeah, I got a temper on me. I ain't even gonna lie about that. Someone put RFK for president. Look, I'm a Christian constitutionalist. Free speech, man. So you can put whoever you want to vote for. As an American, you got the right to vote for whoever you want for. And I don't judge nobody. And, no, not North versus South. No, none of that. But, it may come down to that if all the blue people move up north and the red people are down south. Now, we are headed for some serious civil unrest. Regardless of who. And if I've missed your question, just ask it again. Eventually I'll get to it. But we regardless of who wins this presidency, we are going to see some serious civil unrest. That's facts. So you need to prepare for that, really. Lucky for me, by then, I'm going to be stealth camping. And since I'm a contractor, well, I was one, I know how to hide from thermal. So my camp is going to be set up to where they can fly a drone over. They're not going to find me out there, because I'm going to have it set up to where thermal can't see my camp. And it's really easy. Get you some camo tarps. I'm going to make a video on how to hide from thermal, but it's really easy. It's not that hard at all. Also, when you're stealth camping, you really can't cook on wood unless you're way out in the woods. But in Florida, there's so many people. So I'm going to have to use a little alcohol burner, cook on it. Because if I cook on wood, people's going to smell that smoke. And it's going to give my position away. All right. I vote for Jesus Christ. Oh, yes, me too. I am a Christian constitutionalist. America will become great again. I hope so. Where the middle finger patch you supposed to have? I'm not going to show that on here, but it's on there. It's on there. Take my word for it. I guess you got no choice, right? Yeah. Kamala, no, I'm not voting for her. Now, like I said, you can put in here what you want. I don't care. But, you know, as far as who you're voting for, but I'm not voting for her. I can't do it. I cannot do it. So, RFK, I like him. I really do. But I just don't think he's got a chance to win. So, I'm going to vote for Trump. Now, you don't have to tell people who you're going to vote for. That's your own personal information. But I'm just going to say it. I'm going to vote for Trump. We need Abraham Lincoln to reform. Yeah, a guy like that for president would be a good idea. Awesome. Now this guy looks cool. Hey, man, I am a cool guy, all right? You know, I just live life, man. And I love the brotherhood of being an MC, okay? Yeah, it's a setup. You're right, ex-NYCOG. It is a setup. Somebody put, rather have Trump than Harris? Yeah, I would. Because, I don't know if you saw this, but Kamala Harris said the first thing she's going to do when she gets elected is take all the guns. Well, my issue with that is there's this thing in America called the Constitution. And in the Constitution, the Second Amendment. So literally she's going to ignore the Constitution and take people's guns. I'm a Christian constitutionalist. Anybody that stands against the Constitution is my enemy. And I'm not going to vote for my enemy. That's treason. Not doing it. Not doing it. How often do you talk to the Russians? I got nothing against them. I got nothing for them. Look, let me explain something to you so I can clear the air. I'm all American. That's why my name's All American Prepper. I don't care what goes on in any other country. It's not any of my business. I don't care what goes on in Russia. I don't care what goes on in Ukraine. I don't care what goes on in any other country. I'm worried about what goes on in America. Why? Because I live here. My wife lives here. My son lives here. My 4 daughters live here. My 11 grandchildren live here in America. So I'm just concerned with America. I don't give a damn about what goes on in Palestine or Israel. I don't care. I really don't care. And I'm just being honest with you. I don't care. For one, it's none of my business. I don't live there. I don't know why a lot of people feels like they got to make that their business when there's 500 million things that you can be doing about fixing America to make America great. But you're worried about what's going on in some other country and you don't even live there? I can't even understand that. That makes no sense to me at all. Yeah, bro. That's facts, man. That's facts. So I don't care. Now, like I said, if I missed your question, put it again. Yeah, America. I don't care what goes on in these other countries. That's not my problem. I got too much family here in America to be worried about that mess. I don't care about Palestine. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about none of that. Now, do I feel bad for anyone that's suffering? Yes, I do. But there's not a damn thing I can do about it. You know, getting out and doing this protesting, you're not accomplishing anything. You just look like an idiot. You know, flying a foreign flag on American soil, I don't like that. Now, as in the Constitution, you got the right to do it. See, that's why I'm a constitutionalist. You know, I believe in freedom. And so you can fly whatever the hell flag you want to. I don't give a shit. Do I like it? Nope. I'd rather be the American flag, but hey, I don't dictate to no one what the hell they do. Okay, let me get in here in the chat. How do you feel about Abbott African American suffering here in America since we arrived? Now, I don't care if this offends anyone, but on this channel, you're going to get truth, logic, and common sense, because that's what I'm all about. For one thing, I don't believe that there's no such thing as African American. I don't believe in it. If you were born in America, you're an American. You don't hear me going around saying, oh, I'm a Irish, Norwegian, American. No, because before this turned gray, it was red and blonde. Because my ancestry is Irish and Norwegian. But I don't say I'm Irish American or Norwegian American. I'm an American. And I'm not a racist. I don't care what your skin color is. If you're born in America, you are an American. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Like I said, you can think whatever you want. That's America. You think whatever you want. But that African American, I believe that's a racist term, honestly. And I don't believe in it. I don't believe in racism. Does it exist? Yes, but not with me. And if you're born in America, you're an American. Straight up. God, family, and America. Yes. Yes, OG. You know, that's facts, man. That's facts. So I get aggravated with these people that say, oh, you know, and they really harp on it. They're just race baiting. That's racism. I'm not falling for it. I'm not a racist. We all bleed red. So, since we all bleed red, I don't care what color you are. If your ass is born in America, you're an American. Okay, we know what African calls AAS. Hey, I don't care what the hell goes on in Africa. I don't live there. My family don't live there. Not my problem. My problem right now is getting this houseboat built so my ass ain't homeless. And it comes down to this right here. Money. I hate it, the way the system is set up. That you got to have money to accomplish anything. I hate that. But I can't change it. So it is what it is. Yeah, I got to filter this water. This water is nasty and it's not safe to drink. And I strongly recommend to everyone to filter your water. I got 4 different filtration systems. And I filter my water. If you're getting city water, you don't know what they're putting in that stuff. So I would filter it. And this water that I bring in, for one, these plastic bottles, they release stuff in the water that's bad for a man. So I'm filtering that out. And also, this is well water. And it's terrible. It's got that rotten egg smell to it and taste to it. And I gotta filter it. That's all there is to it. And this is how I bring my water in. I got a bunch of these. Hell, I mean, I got a bunch of them. But, that plastic releases stuff in your water that's bad for a man's testosterone. And I don't like it. So I filter that water. I filter the hell out of it. Yeah, bottled water, because of all that plastic it releases, man, is very bad for you. Now, am I a health nut? No. But, you know, do I like clean water? Yes. So, I filter the water. And also, my wife, Little Prepper, drinks this water. And I want her to drink clean water. That's just facts, okay? Yeah, I'm not black or white. I'm in the middle. All American Prepper is my brother. Yes, ex-NYC OG Prepper. And mods, drop your link of your channel in the chat. Everyone, please subscribe to my mods channels because they are fantastic channels. And a lot of channels are on different things. And ex-NYC OG Prepper, his channel is awesome. He shows self-defense. He shows a lot of things. And it's very entertaining. I love his channel. I love that man. But his channel is really good. So the mods, you can drop your link. That's cool. Ex-NYC OG Prepper said, we are not racist Americans. Born here are Americans. Not black or Hispanic or Asian. Just Americans. Amen. Yeah. I get aggravated with that. I really do. I get aggravated with people, you know, that's race baiting, putting people in categories. No, you know, this government is doing everything they can to divide us. This mainstream propaganda called the media is doing everything to divide us. I love all races, especially the women. Amen to that, X. Amen to that, OG. Absolutely. But yeah, our media, our government, they're doing everything they can to divide us. Now, according, in my opinion, the Democratic Party are the ones that are racist. That's just my opinion. Because, if you do your research, if you do your real research, the Democrats were the Klan. So, how can a person of color be a Democrat? I don't understand that. Because they're the ones that are racist. They're the ones that are always race baiting. But again, in America, you have the right to be a Democrat, a Republican, independent, or a person that just don't give a shit. That's your right. Do I feel you should vote? Yes, I do. But do you have to vote? Nope. In America, it's called freedom. Now, if you don't vote, though, don't complain. Because I feel if you don't vote, and then whoever gets in there, you're complaining about this and that and that and this, that they're, if you didn't vote, that's on you, man. You could have voted. But if you didn't vote, I feel you had the right to complain. You can do whatever the hell you want, but really, you're not going to vote, but then you're going to complain about who's in there? That don't make no sense to me. Common sense is not so common anymore. Now, please subscribe to my channel, okay? I need subscribers. This is, okay? It really is. Because I got to take care of Dad. And then when Dad goes, I got to get the hell out of here. Just facts. It is what it is, man. Okay, Americans give freedom in everything. That's why I love America. Yes, from Asia. Amen. So I put great work, man. Thank you. Again, everyone please subscribe to the channel. I need subscribers. And look, let me finish this sentence before you judge me, okay? And judge not lest ye be judged. But I'm just going to be honest with you. I appreciate super chats big time because I need it, okay? And I do have a PayPal. It'll be in the description below. But I do understand there's a lot of people struggling right now. I get it. A lot of people just can't do it. I understand. Believe me, I understand. So, if you like a YouTube channel and you don't have money, you can donate. Another way to support the channel is hit the like button, share their content. But if you want to help them get a little bit of money, let the commercials play. The commercials that play before their video and during their video and after the video. Instead of skipping them, if you let them play, we get a little piece of a penny from that commercial, and it adds up, okay? So if you can't support a channel, and I understand, I get it, man, I get it. Hell, I'm struggling. There's a lot of people that are struggling. If you can do a super chat, hell yeah, I appreciate the hell out of that. Anybody that super chats, you see I make a big deal over that because it's a big deal to me. I don't care how small it is. That means a lot. But if you can't do any of that, let the commercials play. Because that will help the channel. So, just let the commercials play and it helps. Yeah, thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. What in the... I have no idea, but I like the American flags. I like that. I'm all American. I'm so American, I piss red, white, and blue and excellence. No, somebody put the Ku Klux. No, I'm not in the Klan. I absolutely despise a racist. There's no room in my life for a racist. If you're a racist and you're around me, that's going to end badly for you or me. But it's going to end badly for somebody. Facts. No, I'm not down with that racist shit. Don't even come at me with that. You know, and I found out that the most people that cry racism, they're really the racist. So, now I don't judge people, but when I hear someone constantly like saying racist, 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 really, they're the racist. And they got a guilty conscience. And they just got to get it out. So, that's the way I feel about it. And in America, the First Amendment, I got the right to say whatever I want to say. And that's honestly how I feel about it. Someone that's always crying racism is usually the racist. Trump 2024. Yeah, I can agree with that. I'll go along with that. I'll go along with that. I mean, I damn sure rather have him than... Look, since this current administration has been in office, look what has happened to our country. The border's wide open. Now, I'm sure there's some good people coming across that border, but I'm sure there's some bad people coming across that border. We are literally being invaded. And, you know, if I was a country that hated America, I would just send them in over the border. For one thing, they get a lot of money, which I don't understand that. And they house them. I don't understand that. But a lot of people that don't like America is coming up through that border, and we are going to have big problems out of them eventually. That also means a racist person also has the right to speak about, yes, racism. Yes, a racist person has the right to speak about racism. Yes, they do. But I also got the right to beat the shit out of them. Now, legally, maybe not. But it is what it is, right? And I'll bait them into hitting me first. And I got the right to defend myself. And I live in Florida. We got the stand your ground law, okay? So, somebody comes to me with that racist bull crap, I'll say whatever I gotta say. As soon as they put their hands on me, they're going to regret it. Hell, maybe I'm going to regret it, but we'll find out. Because I'm not down with that, man. I love everyone. I don't judge nobody. But yeah, you're right about that. What's this here? Somebody put... okay, I'm trying to... Yeah, the trolls, man. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but the trolls are just... wow. You know, and there's so many productive things they could be doing. There's so many things they could be doing to help themselves. But apparently... you know, and I'm not going to say, because most people say, well, they got nothing else better to do. Yeah, they do. There's a lot of things they could be doing. They could be volunteering at a homeless shelter. They could be working and making money. They could be side hustling. They could be like me and going out and picking up cans off the side of the road. They could be exercising. They could be talking to their mother before they lose their mother. But I guess they feel coming on here and just spreading hate and being all hateful is more important to them. I'll never understand it. And I'm really good about putting myself in someone else's shoes and seeing where they're coming from. But that I cannot understand. I can't understand it. And I despise the racists and I despise racism. Straight up. Also, though, in America, you got the right to fly any flag you want. Okay? And this particular club, my family has been in this club for years. That's why I'm a club member. But am I racist? No. And I do not tolerate that crap. Greetings from your favorite Hamroy. Hey, KP, good to have you in here, man. Have you slept since last night? I got me about 20 minutes. I don't need much sleep, man. 20 minutes to 2 hours a night. That's all I need. That's all I can sleep. And honestly, before I go to sleep, I got to take melatonin. And I am prescribed certain things, which I wish I never would have started taking them, but they prescribed me benzodiazepine. So I have to take that. I have to take melatonin. And I take Valium root. And then I'll get me 20 minutes to 2 hours of sleep. And that's it. Now, I wish I could sleep in. I truly envy people that can sleep all day. I can't do it. It's not that I don't want to. It's just, I can't. I don't know why, but I cannot do it. My psychologist, because I go every 30 days to see a psychologist to manage my PTSD, my psychologist says it's the PTSD why I cannot sleep. What's the MC name? It's right here on the cut. And again, I'm not a racist, so, I wish I could reach through this phone and smack people upside the head, all right? But it don't work that way. Because I am an MMA fighter, and I am a bouncer, and I will beat that ass. That's facts. I'm going to take this off, man. It's just too hot in here for this thing. This leather gets hot. That leather gets hot. But yeah, here's I love this cut right here too, This is my original cut. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to be cremated or buried in. Actually, if I get cremated, I'm going to leave this for my family. But if I get buried, I'm going to get buried probably in this one right here. Or the other one. I don't know. Shit. Here's the back of my cut. American flag, Punisher. And when there's no rule of law, I am going to be a local warlord. That's facts. And I hesitate to show you the front because, see, as a contractor, the company I worked for did some very shady shit. So there is the clause of deniability. I literally had to sign paperwork and give up my rights to be able to say certain things. Okay? For instance, I legally cannot say I was in the military. Can't do it. You know, I'm still on a contract. I haven't contracted since I've been married, and I'm still got a contract. Yeah, I love that, man. I love that. So, there's certain things I cannot legally say because it's under contract. But I can say, you know, I got some cool patches on this here cut. You know, I got some cool patches. But, like I said, I can't say I was ever in the military. I signed that away. So anybody says stolen valor, throw them out of here. Because I never said I was in the military. And even if I was, I'm not allowed to say that. Okay? But, yeah, I got some cool patches on this cut. I like it. Hang this back up. But I swear to God, moderators, if anyone says stolen valor, throw their ass out of here. Because I never said I was in the military. I'm not allowed to say it even if I was. There's this thing called the clause of deniability. So if I get caught doing certain things, because the military hires contractors to do things that they will not or cannot. Do I own a Harley? Yes. But I got to work on it about every 20 miles I go, okay? That's facts. I wish I had the money, I'd get a new one, you know. I got one, it looks really good, but man, whoever had it before me, they didn't take care of it. They, like I said, every 20 miles, I got to fix something. And really, that's exaggeration. It's more like every 200 miles, I got to fix something. Okay, I'm a real racist. I hate everyone, including nationality, my nationality. Everyone on earth, how do you like that, man? Only joking. I'm not a racist. Stop with the racist shit. Exactly. You know, like I said, the people that are crying racism, they're the racist. X, you're one of my best friends, man. You know I ain't no racist. Half my family is mixed. I got nieces and nephews that are mixed. And I love them. I would die for them. I would kill for them. So, for somebody to call me racist, they're the racist. And I swear to God, if somebody put stolen valor up there, y'all kick their ass out. What's my bottom rocker? In God we trust. On my bottom rocker, it says, in God we trust. To be in my bike club, you have to be a Christian. Now, to be in my mag team, because I got a very large mag team, I don't care. But the club rules is you have to be a Christian to be in the club. I don't make the rules. Am I the president of this Central Florida chapter? Yes. But I don't make the club rules, man. We're worldwide. What does it look like? Okay, are you the president of... No, I'm the president... Well, I'm the president of this area. This area right here. My brother is the president of in Missouri. The whole state, he's got the whole state. He's the president of the whole state chapter. And, they may be another chapter in Florida. but it is nowhere near me. I'm the president of this area. It's a very big area. Central Florida, South Florida, partially up North Florida. Yeah, I'm the president of my club, because there's a lot of clubs out there, and I make it a point to have no beef with any other club. Nope. We get along with all clubs. I do not care what club they are, what they stand for. We get along with them. It's politics, man. And I don't want to have to watch my back and have another club out there gunning for us. So I make damn sure that we don't have no beef with no club. Alright, let me start reading here. Government has 4 different contractors here that they have no mission and abroad. There is a lot of contracting companies, more than you'll know. There's a lot of them. And I got a video about contractors. You really need to watch that video, because that is the gospel of what I say on that video. Do you have issues with all white clubs or all black clubs? No, I don't. You know, if it's an all white club, hey, that's not my problem. And I can't change their rules. And if it's an all black club, that's not my problem. And I can't change their rules. But I will tell you this, I will get along with the all black club. I will get along with the all white club. I will get along with the blue man club. I don't care what somebody's race is. I make it a point to not have any beef with any club. I'm not doing it. This is not Sons of Anarchy. I don't do that Sons of Anarchy shit, okay? Which that show is a very entertaining show, but it hurt the biker world big time. Because there's a lot of good clubs out there, such as ours. We do a lot of charity work. Now, our charity work is aimed towards veterans. And we do a Toys for Tot run, okay? And we do poker runs. But all that stuff, most of it, is for our veterans. Because, you know, that hits home to me. You know, I know a lot of veterans, man. And, you know, 22 veterans a day delete themselves. And I feel a lot of it is because you got people saying stupid stuff to them. Like, oh, you're stolen valor. Where's your paper? Man, a veteran don't want to hear that. Okay? They don't want to hear that shit. And they get tired of it. And, you know, you must understand, anyone in the military, they're a trained killer. That's what the military does. They train you to kill. So, one thing, I suggest don't mess with anyone that's been in the military, because they're trained killers. Okay? And show them some respect. Did bro escape Homelander? I'm not sure what the hell that means. I thought all clubs have to ask angels for permission to start operate a club. Now, it's whatever dominant club that is in the area. Yes, if you want to not end up in a bad way, yep, you got to ask permission from other clubs. Yes, you do. If you don't, it can end badly for you. That's the biker world. But again, I get along with all the clubs. I've talked to a lot of presidents, a lot of press from other clubs. We're good. But yeah, you do need to ask permission. Now, do you have to ask for permission? No. But it can end badly for you. So, be careful wearing these fake. If you're a biker and you're wearing a fake cut, you didn't earn it. You need to be careful with that. I don't give a shit, okay? But there's a lot of bikers that if they see someone with a fake cut, that person's going to have a bad day. And you can say, I've heard so many people say that we're wearing a fake cut. Nobody's going to take my cut. Look at here. If you're surrounded by 20 to 51 percenters and you're by yourself or you got a couple of buddies with you, if they want to take your cut, they're going to take that cut. You can believe that. I've seen it happen so many times. I've heard it. So many people say, there ain't nobody taking my cut. When you're surrounded by 50 people and I got a gun. Well, guess what? When you're surrounded by 51 percenters, you're probably surrounded by 80 guns. Okay, so if someone was to take your cut and you're in a legitimate bike club, this is how you handle it. Don't resist, okay? Just ask them to please don't take my cut. Try to be rational. But if they take your cut, you ask them, who is the president of your club? All right? So if someone takes your cut and you're a legitimate bike club, you go to your president and you tell them who took your club, your cut, and your president will meet with their president and work it out. And if you're not doing something stupid, you'll get your cut back. So, to say nobody's going to take your cut, well, yeah, they will. And you can be armed. You may get a couple of them, but you're going to lose that fight. I guarantee it. Especially if they're a diamond club. You see, when you see a bikers with that diamond patch on them, you be careful. Because you be careful approaching them because they don't know. They don't know who you are. So don't just walk right up on them. That's dangerous. So be respectful, okay? And from a distance, say, hey man, can I come talk to you? And approach like you was approaching the police. Don't have your hands in your pockets, because that shit could end badly for you. I'm telling you. And do not touch their cut. Don't do it. You've been warned. Don't touch a biker's cut. A real biker club, don't touch their cut. Don't do it. And if you go to shake your hands, if you're like me, this crashed a lot because I've been riding since I was 14 years old. And it's not if you crash, it's when you crash. So I wear gloves because, your hands will get eat up. Before you go to shake another biker's hand, you take your glove off. Because, you leave your glove on, it's dirty and all. It's just disrespectful. So you take your glove off before you shake their hand. If you leave your glove on, that's being disrespectful. How long were you homeless? Which time, you know? One time, you know, I've been homeless. I was homeless for over a year. And I've been homeless several times. But the last time I was homeless, it was over a year. But if you learn what I'm telling you, if you listen to what I'm telling you in the beginning of the video, I can tell you how to get out of being homeless. And I do understand that they are, and I know a lot of people say, well, just get a job, just get a job. Well, I have a job, but there's a lot of people that's homeless that they cannot hold a job because they have a mental illness that is so bad that they can't hold a job. And without a caretaker, they won't make their appointments to their psychologist. They won't get properly met, because there is some people that, I hesitate to say this, okay, but there is some people that do need to be medicated that are so bad off. Don't pat them on the back. You're touching the cut. Don't do that. It can end badly for you. Now me, I understand a lot of people don't know the rules, so as long as I'm not surrounded by my guys, I'll let people get away with stuff because they just don't know. But if I got my crew with me, well, I am the president, so I got to represent and man up and say, don't do that. Now, there's some clubs, if you pat them on the back, they ain't going to say nothing. They're just going to train wreck your ass. I don't encourage that kind of behavior. Like I said, we just try to help veterans, and we do things. Yeah, you know, homeless on drugs, walk out on right. Yeah, there is a lot of homeless people that are on drugs. That's true. Now, again, I'm going to say, maybe they weren't on drugs until they became homeless, because that's a trap. Because if you get drunk, you know, you can sleep anywhere. And if you're used to living in a home in a controlled environment, you know, with air conditioner and a heater and a nice bed, and you end up homeless, that's rough on a lot of people. Now, lucky for me, you know, doing the work that I did, it's not so rough on me. Now, I am noticing the older I get, it is starting to be a little rough. But it is what it is. Maybe I'm just getting soft. I don't know. So, I bought my camper a month ago. I was homeless for over a year. Yeah. And if you got somewhere to put a camper, you got a home. A lot of people say you're home. No, you got a home. And you know what? Good for you, man. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. A camper makes it so much easier. That's why if you know you're going to be homeless, prepare to be homeless. Such as, you got to climatize your body. Because being outside, it takes a lot out. If you're used to being indoors, and then you end up outdoors, the fluctuation in the weather, it'll drain your body, man. You're going to need more calories. You need to climatize your body. If you're in an area where it gets hot, well, you need to walk out of that air conditioning and go out there and sit in that heat for as long as you can stand it. Because when you're homeless, you got no choice. Now, another thing, if you're homeless, go to your local library. because then you can get some air conditioning or some heat. What up, big dog? What's up? What's up? So you can, if you go to a library, a public library, you can soak up the air conditioner. You can get on their computers. You can find you a good book to read. And most of these libraries are really nice, where you can just kick back and enjoy yourself. And that's one thing you can do. Another thing, join a gym. And I prefer the gyms that are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because you can go there, work out, get you some exercise. They usually have free coffee there too, by the way. And you can get a hot shower. Also, you can talk to the owner and say, hey, is there anything I can do here to pay for my membership? A lot of them, they need people to clean, because, you know, a good gym, they have someone clean every day. Because if you go to a gym and it's dirty, don't do it, because you're liable to catch staph infection. That's facts. So when you go to a gym, look around, make sure it's clean. If it's not clean, nope, you're liable to catch staph infection, and that kills people. But if you find you a nice, clean gym, once you get you a shower so you're not smelly and all, talk to the owner of the gym or management, and they'll probably, you know, let you earn your membership by sweeping and mopping and cleaning off all that equipment. You may end up with a paying job there. That's what happened to me when I was going to the gym just to get a shower, me and little Miss Prepper. Well, the owner found out that I was an MMA fighter. Next thing you know, he's like, man, teach this class and you won't have to pay for no membership. And then it grew, and then he started paying me. And then he gave me a whole nother room, and we worked it out, because I was doing so well that he let me keep all my money, and I just paid rent on the room. It was a room they weren't using anyhow. And I still got to take hot showers and free coffee in the air conditioning, and could use their equipment to work out. So you might want to try that. Like I said, I've been homeless, and being able to go somewhere and hang out where it's air conditioned without being harassed, that's a luxury. And if you're living in a tent out there in the weather and all, and this weather's just beating the crap out of you, and especially the older you get, the harder it is on you, the gym is a great escape. The library is a great escape. I did both, because I like to read and I like to work out, and I love to take a hot shower. So I would do both. Alright, let me try to read a comment here. There are a lot of homeless people, and their mind, having trouble pronouncing that word, sorry, bro, which is really bad because the time is almost up. Yes! Look. Now, this is my opinion, but I'm a reader, and I read laws they're trying to pass, such as, you know, body armor. They got a law in the works to where it's going to be illegal to purchase body armor or a ballistic shield. So, if you have the money and you feel you want body armor, You need to get it now, because I've read all the small print. If you already have it, you can keep it. But you're not going to be able to buy it if it goes through. And it probably will go through. So you need to buy that stuff now if possible. Always wear rubber slippers in the shower. Yes. If you don't, man, there's all kind of stuff you can catch. So at the gym, when you're taking a shower, wear you some slippers. Some rubber slippers. Such, you know, I've literally, first I would just wear flip-flops because that's all I had. All right. So if that's all you got, that's better than nothing. Or get you some of those water shoes. But yeah, definitely. Shower shoes are a must. Or you'll catch something. You don't want to do that. Because you don't know. You don't know. In any public shower, score of the jailhouse. Yeah. Well, try to stay out of that. Don't break the law and maybe you won't go to jail. Hopefully. That's what I learned. I put styrofoam takeout shit on my feet when I went to the county jail one time. Yeah. Do whatever you got to do, man, because there's no telling what's on that shower floor. And don't drop the soap. So, wow, man, we've been going a long time with these here, because like I said, this is my only means of income. And I'm going to say it again, anybody wants that super chat, I appreciate that super chat. I love them. And I got a PayPal. That's another thing. There's a lot of people that's prideful, okay? But I cannot be prideful. I got a wife I'm responsible for. If it was just me, I wouldn't ask anybody for anything. But I got a wife. I got 3 dogs. I appreciate any and all help that someone does for me. That's just facts. So if you end up homeless, drop that pride crap or you'll starve to death, okay? If you got to fly a sign, then fly a sign. Do what you got to do, man. And, I encourage, learn how to eat wild edibles in your area. That way you don't have to buy food and you won't go hungry. 99% of my diet is wild edibles. I learned how to make my own body armor. Again, combative skills. Yes! And there is a lot of YouTube videos on how to make your own body armor. And for not that much money at all. And I've watched those videos, and yeah, hell yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. So if it ever came to where you couldn't buy it, they'll probably make it illegal to make it, but if you don't get caught, it's not illegal. So yeah, you can make your own body armor. Now me personally, I've had body armor save my life more than once, working as a contractor. So I got body armor from back when I was doing that kind of work. I recommend Spartan body armor. I recommend for your battle belt, Core. I love Core. They make the best battle belts and the best EDC belts there is. Let me grab mine. I really like them a lot. I like them so much, I contacted the company and said, look, man, I use your products. Give me a discount code I can put. So below my videos, there's a discount on these EDC belts. But here's my EDC belt. Made by Core. And of course, I got a good knife. It's a K-bar, full tang, and a tourniquet. Now, Core sells a good tourniquet system. I like it. They do. But Refuge Medical, they sell a good tourniquet system also. And I like to, now, as far as the battle belt goes, I'm getting that from Core, period. I mean, it is awesome the way this thing is set up. It's not, by hands far, this is the best EDC belt I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of them. But I like to buy stuff from Refuge Medical because they do a lot of work for the community. See, on these YouTube lives, I can't talk about that, Bubba, but anyway, Refuge Medical, I encourage you to get your stuff from them. For one thing, they're very reasonably priced. For another thing, they're really particular. They got the best stuff that's on the market. And they hand make your tourniquet carrier. And I've had this one for years. And this is a good one. And it's from Refuge Medical. And they're great. Also, they sell a wound care bucket. And if you was to individually buy the stuff they put in that bucket, it would cost you 4 times as much if you just bought the wound care bucket. And I get hurt a lot working as a bouncer. I have videos of where I got cut with a box cutter and my wife sews it up. She's gotten really good at that because I've made her take classes so I don't have to go to the hospital. She's my nurse. So yeah, you can check out my videos. I got videos of me getting sewed up. I got videos of some fights at the club. I got a lot of this stuff on my channel. So please subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that. Yeah. I like weed edibles. Me too. I do too. Yeah, appreciate you, OG. Who you voting for, Pops? Normally I would say that's none of no one's business and all, but hey, you know, truth, logic, and common sense, you're going to get that on this channel. So I'm just going to straight up and say it. I'm voting for Trump. Because freaking Harris done said, first thing she going to do is do an executive order, take everyone's guns. So what that really means is she's anti-Constitution because we got the Second Amendment. So that's proof she doesn't believe in the Constitution. And second, you're only going to get the guns from the law-abiding citizens. The criminals, they're not going to turn in their guns. So let me get this straight. She's going to disarm the law-abiding citizens and go against the Constitution. So the law-abiding citizens will not have a way to defend themselves. Only the criminals. Because the criminals are not going to turn their guns in. I can't vote for somebody that's anti-constitutional. I'm a Christian constitutionalist. I cannot vote for that. Can't do it. Now, if she wins, I'm not one of them people that say, not my president, but I got a feeling that, just like the last election, I hope it don't happen again, but it probably will. And it's going to end badly. That is going to provoke a civil war. And there is this group out there. They wear Hawaiian shirts. And they are ready for the Civil War. And a lot of those guys are on my mag team. But I promise you, you may think you want a Civil War. And we probably will have a Civil War. But no, if you have any kind of compassion, in war, women and children suffer the most. The innocent people suffer the most. So if we have a civil war, the women and children are going to suffer. And that's just going to be terrible. Yeah, hopefully not, man. I hope. Work hard. Don't lose hope and faith. No, you can do it. Exactly. I can't pronounce your first. BRIEA Rose 2. You're absolutely correct. And hopefully not. No more civil. Especially, I hope not. I really hope not. But it's a very high probability. And regardless of who wins the election, there's going to be violence. So you need to be ready for that. Like, I recommend getting the hell out of big cities. Get out of them big cities if you can. I understand that some people can't. I get it. But if you can, get out of them big cities, man. Go set you up a camp somewhere where you can hide and stay out of it. That's your best advice. Because I truly believe it's a setup. We're being set up that they want us to have a civil war. Why? Well, why would they want us to have a civil war? I'll tell you why. Because if we have a civil war, it's going to take out the patriots. It's going to take out the people that will stand up and go, hell no. And then they're just going to be left with people that will just bow down and kiss the ring. They don't want people like me that will resist. They want absolute and complete control. So I do believe they do want a civil war. But I believe that Americans harming other Americans, that's terrible. And that should never happen. But it probably is going to happen. It probably is. And I hope not. So I'm going to do a little quick refresher on what I said. If you know somebody that'll let you get one of these buy here, pay here sheds and put it on their property, that'll solve your homeless problem. If you can find you a raggedy pontoon boat, put a deck on it, build you a small house on it, find you some water you can legally put it on, you got you a houseboat, you have a home. You're living rent-free. Okay? If you can't do that, go out in the woods, set you up a stealth camp. If you can afford to, just stay at a campground. I can't do it. I'm not paying $30 a day. That's $900 a month. I can't do it. Also, if you're stealth camping, join a gym. Then there's these gyms that are everywhere. Just the same gym that you can travel and go, in the same name gym and get you a shower. Go to your local library to get out of the heat, read a book, get on a computer. I recommend that because being out in this weather, it'll just suck the life out of you if you're not used to it. And if you do end up homeless, stay hydrated. You will get dehydrated so quickly out there. Will we have Civil War and World War? Because that's what they want. Hide your kids. They're not taking mine. Absolutely. Ex-NYC OG prepper. We are headed for World War III. Matter of fact, I think we're already in it. And are we going to have a Civil War? I believe so. I really do. I hope not, but I think so. Nah, bro, solid though. That's a good man. Yo, thank you. So everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. If you can do a super chat, I appreciate that. I do understand a lot of people cannot. I get it. So if you could, just let the commercials play. And hit the like button. Share the content. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute. Get me a drink of my coffee. Because I got a lot of chores I got to do around here. Because I still got a homestead here. I grow my own food and all that. And I got to move. I'm going to do this thing called guerrilla gardening. So where I'm going to put my campsite up, I've been slowly taking stuff out there and planting it. So I have a guerrilla garden. That's what it's called. It's a garden out in the woods that blends in really good. Guerrilla gardening. And I'm definitely, if you watch my videos, I'm definitely taking my cactuses and putting them out there. Yeah, sounds like 2-for-1 special. Yeah. So, the All-American Prepper. Thank you for tuning in. Planet Fitness. Yes. Planet Fitness is everywhere. That's a good gym to be able to get you a shower. Also, one other thing I want to add. I'm sorry, I should have thought about this. If you're homeless, it's a good time to hike the Appalachian Trail. I know homeless people that are doing that. And eventually, I do believe that they are going to make homelessness a crime. And they're going to round up the homelessness and virtually force them into slave labor. That's just my opinion. So, okay, here we go. It's the All-American Prepper. Oh, and thank you, mods. Stay ready. Stay dangerous. Stay frosty. And have a blessed day.